So we definitely seen a resurgence in the Sarasota housing market. Let me break down the numbers for you. Hi, I'm Nick with the Iannitti Group. Just want to come at you with a real quick Sarasota housing update for the month of September. So starting off home sales, we know nationwide home sales are down almost 17%. Here in the South, that's no different. We're at 14%. Every region is down double digits. Inventory, nationwide, we're at about 3 months worth of inventory. Remember, we need 6 months of inventory to be a balanced, healthy market. Sarasota is definitely in this category. We're basically dealing with the fact that for the past 14 years, we have not kept up with our historic average on building new homes. So this is definitely part of the deficit we're seeing in our inventory. Also, National Association of Realtors recently came out with this study. Previously, from 1985 to 2009, people stayed in their home for about 6 years. Now we're finding it's more like 9 years. That's a 50% increase in how long people are now staying in their homes, which obviously is not helping the inventory, right? Those homes are not coming on the market. When we look at every category of listing, we know that new listings, active listings, total listings are all down compared to what I call the normal years, right? Our last three normal years, 2017, 18, and 19, drastically down compared to the unicorn years when we went through the pandemic. But still, when we look at our normal years, we're still not back to where we need to be, okay? As far as the lending landscape, rates, we know that inflation, all the talking heads now are saying inflation is coming down. I know if you're at the grocery store or the gas station, you probably don't agree with that. But when inflation comes down, we should start to see rates coming down. Fed recently came out and said they're not going to touch rates at all. The recent 30-year fixed mortgage just crested 7%. So we're hoping that basically by the end of this year or first quarter next year, we can see rates back somewhere in the sixes. Hopefully by the end of next year, we're back in the fives. I think if we do that, we're going to see a lot of pent-up demand coming back into the market. But this is really important to consider, okay? This is from FHFA. Realize that 70.7% of mortgages right now are less than 4%, okay? 26% of mortgages out there are at less than 3%, and almost 45% of mortgages are somewhere in the threes. That's huge, okay? And this is basically directly leading to this reduction in new listings that we see, right? Basically, essentially what we're talking about is people here with a mortgage rate somewhere less than 4%, they need an incredibly compelling reason in order to move, okay? None of these people are gonna move just because they want a bigger kitchen, right? This is gonna take some type of life-altering event, the birth of children, grandkids somewhere, a new job in another state, something like that to get these people to actually move, okay? Same thing here, people are gonna have to think long and hard about it, but that's basically why we're seeing a lot of market stagnation. When we're talking about home prices, last year, December last year, 37% of people thought home prices would be coming down over the next 12 months. We know we did not see that this year. This number persisted in January, but now we're starting to see the number coming down, right? People are starting to realize, oh, home prices probably aren't going to come down. Although still, 1 in 4 people thinks that over the next 12 months that's going to happen. I don't necessarily agree with that, but it's good to be wishful thinking. This is closer to what we're actually seeing, right? This is all of the models that we're looking at all show a rebound in pricing. This right here was this dip we had last year when the mortgage rate doubled for the first time ever in a single year, okay? These are basically a lot of price expectations. Just realize, December last year, everybody got it wrong. All the experts got it wrong. This is now the updated forecast, basically. What we're looking at is getting back to a more moderate rate of growth, which is far more sustainable. We want to see appreciation somewhere in that 3 to 5% range, 15, 18%. That's great if you own your home, if you're a seller at some point in time, but definitely not sustainable. As far as equity, though, keep in mind, this is a window into home pricing stability. Right now, 38.7% of all homes are owned free and clear with no mortgage, okay? Of homes that are mortgaged, basically 30% of them have more than 50% equity. And the next tier down, 21% of them have 30 to 50% equity, okay? So this is a huge chunk of pie. And what this does is this provides a lot of stability. People don't necessarily have to move, but if they are having to move, they're gonna have a lot of equity at their disposal to come in for down payment or whatever to facilitate that. So part of the reason why we're seeing some home price stability. So jumping over into the Sarasota housing market, this is for single family residents. Okay, these are median numbers, so the true middle, and these are year over year numbers, right? And this is all for August. So median sales price, single family home 519, that's up 9.2% from last year, obviously during that dip. That's huge, right? That's basically indicating the market's definitely coming back. Active market time is up to 31 days. That's up 121%, right? So things are basically taking a little bit longer to sell. Basically, our month's worth of inventory, we're still sitting at 3.3 months worth of inventory, even though that's up 65%, not anywhere near it needs to be. Remember, everything above the line are our lagging indicators telling us where the market's going. Everything below the line are our leading indicators telling us where the market is actually headed. So we see active listings up 25%. That's actually good news, okay? The rest of it, though, is in red. And what I would focus on is the fact that these numbers are starting to get smaller. That's really pretty good. And this is basically, again, directly linked to the reduction of willing sellers wanting to basically go from a 3 to 4% mortgage up to a 7% mortgage, okay? When we look at the townhome and condo numbers, actually things get a little bit better. We see sales prices up 2.8% year over year. That's good, right? Active market time, things are definitely taking longer to sell. And months worth of inventory, even though it's up 118%, it's still only at 3.5 months. Okay, but this is where things start to get encouraging. Active listings, right? 84%. Okay, again, that's back to this active market time, things taking longer to sell. But this new listings is up 14%. That's huge. We really need to see that. And even our pending listings, even though it's still negative, it's only 1.7%. So things we could start to see this townhome and condo market starting to get a little bit healthier, which is definitely good news. So if you have questions about what do those numbers actually mean, is this a good time for you to buy or sell, just reach out. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you have. And that's it. Thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, who you choose to negotiate for you absolutely matters.